What is up, good people? Today, I'm recording this on Tuesday, December 9th, 6:11 p.m. I'm going to release this to drip out tomorrow. My wife's got surgery, so I don't think I'll be able to get one out. But anyway, this video also finishes out the top 10 in our series. Well, I guess it's only eight because you can't really count Tether and USDC. But as far as this goes, number 10, Cardano for our bear market series. So this one, I did a lot of the boring work ahead of time because I'm not gonna lie, I'm 3 years old. I tried to get this to 69%. I couldn't resist. But anyway, I couldn't. And uh, so this is as good as I could get. But even if you miss the mark on on this one specifically, because I went through quite a few, you still get in the 50s or lower 60s return on a lot of these different settings that we had. And in this one in particular, I don't have that um, that sell order close to the top like I like, but I think it's pretty close. So if we get one more pump, it might go for it and take some more profit. But even with that being said, we have this one is really interesting because the top again, like Tron and Doge, are outside of our 365-day backtest window. So I, you know, it started. If we would have started this spot a year ago, um, oh, it might have actually started here. It's hard to tell without zooming in. But from around this time point, it was about $1.16, $1.15, and now it's 47 cents. So it's fallen 56% off of that price and 61% off oops, actually a little lower, 64%. So I want to say we saw another one recently. I can't remember which coin saw that big of a drop. Um, But this coin has essentially dropped 64% in the last years and it's hovering just at the bottom. It actually made a new low recently from our April low when we had the tariff nonsense. The other thing I wanted to note on this chart is we saw some kind of anomaly, and I don't follow Cardano, but I'm not saying it's a bad coin, like Charles. For the most part, he seems like a pretty fine guy. And but anyway, this uh there was some anomaly back in early March where we really saw this shoot off, and it made a lot of profit at that point. And then it seemed that it needed, no matter what I did with the settings, um, I couldn't I couldn't fill in this time period the uh with the orders with the old green and red dots. So we went from March until early May, first week of May, before we really saw any activity on this bot. And I thought it would be interesting to see what return it made from here to here, but it doesn't really matter. So, I was just impressed with the return on this bot, 68%. And that's with missing, you know, 2 months of action. So that's pretty crazy, and especially with this anomaly here. Oh, you know what that was? That was when um Trump came out with the note. He made a Truth Social post or whatever where he talked about the coins he was going to add to the strategic reserve that fell to the wayside. That's what that was. So, like this says, past performance does not indicate future results. I wouldn't expect this to continue doing 68% um, year after year, but even half of that is, you know, just fantastic. And I think, like I said, when I was doing my adjustments on the settings, I saw a range in between the 50s and 60s with a few in the 40s, but they were like way odd ones. Trying to, I was just playing around, so poking around on those settings and could not get anything better than 68.44%. Like I should be happy with that anyway. But I'll walk you through the settings that I used on this one, and our base order amount and our averaging orders amount are the same. And excuse me, the averaging orders step percent is 4.8. So usually I like to start at 5 and then work my way around the area to see what the year's chart looks like and what the return is, of course. But I landed on 4.8. This is always doubled, and then this is always off the step multiplier. So, and then my take profit percentage on this was 4.5. So typically, I'll when I start out, as you've seen in the videos, or if you haven't, I'll just remind or tell you. I usually start these out. This is always 5. I don't change that. But I start this out at 5. This is 2 always. This is off at always. And then I usually start this at 5 and then work my way around. Go as low as like, I think I had some decent luck with Bitcoin, maybe with 1.8% return or price change for take profit. Um, and then I can't remember the highest I've ever used, but these are pretty normal ranges that I've been using to find these amazing returns. This is one of the more amazing ones, 68%. But even 30%, like we saw on Doge that I did earlier today, is nothing to scoff at. Um, and ADA, unlike Doge, is actually being used for something. So, not to say that you shouldn't hold Doge, it's up to you, but ADA has the community like Doge does. Doge has a community, and that's what keeps it up. But ADA actually has like people working on it to produce stuff. And I don't want to get into any of the fundamental arguments. I just want to set up bots and collect the money day after day. So anyway, and then yeah, I have my risk management pump dump protection off. I'm gonna just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna do a back test with it on to see what maybe we can't get that 69%. Oh, that would be so sweet. 64. So, oh, you know what? Let me look at this because with that pump dump protection, we might have um evened out that spike we saw in March. We still don't have a sell order here yet. Excuse me again. See if no, we still can't get past um, that timeline between March and May. But what that pumped up, this is a good example of what that pump dump protection does is it did not capitalize on all of this pump on March 2nd. So let's see. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. So we don't see any buy and sell orders. We should have seen a selling and a buy and then a selling and a buy and then a selling and a buy. Now, sometimes uh, I've noticed that, like today, ETH went up and my sell order triggered, but then the buy order did not trigger right away, and I kind of had to wait for it to come back down. And I don't have pump dump protection on that one either. Well, let me see. So if we take a look at this, March 2nd, close out of that. Somehow this should have been a short video, but somehow I just like to talk and blab on. But I'm curious and kind of got me thinking. And there's no reason not to take a look at this and zoom in a little closer. But you can see already we do have a lot more activity on that day, March 2nd. So that day, I think when I took that pump dump protection off, it took our return down 4%. So that's only $40 for the year, but $40 is $40, and it didn't help us out anywhere else. So you see all the activity that we had on that day where it pumped up from 67, basically doubled in 2 days, almost doubled in 2 days. So without that pump dump protection, with it off anyway, with that pump dump protection off, we were able to capitalize on that pump more effectively than with it on. So anyway, uh, hope you enjoyed this. What was supposed to be a really quick video, but turned out to be a blab fest. But at least we learned something. That's our main goal is to learn something new every day and something that can make us money, hopefully. But hopefully you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and leave me your favorite coin in the comments. And we'll see you on the next one.